But BTech and Tech, as I told you, they are made to sit down, they are given timetable, they are given subjects, isn't it? There is a lot of help is there for BTech, but this is something, mostly it's up to the one-man job. Therefore, research is it gives a lot of, joy, isn't it? Therefore, research enables us to discover new things, but it also helps us discover ourselves, isn't it? So it also helps to get a job, to get a new job, and get a PhD source support. And why this is important for undergraduate students is it's also very important to get undergraduate students, because what we need to do is to make students to carry out research or to imbibe, okay, to imbibe in their minds the research. So to make the students to develop the research bent of mind. That's what they're lacking nowadays. The students in Manakunna phase, we are just enough if you're able to make them understand the concept, and that's my, so that's more than enough, sir. If you're able to teach them the syllabi, I think that's my job is done. That's what we think, and also that's also to correct to some extent. But in the larger perspective, one need to have, so once you get BTech, suppose after getting your PhD degree, you need to seriously sit down and think, how, because I have gained from my research, how could I make my students to carry out this research activity, Therefore, it's always important to instill that confidence in them. Look here, research is not something very difficult, So it's very easy for you, dear friends. Therefore, you try to make them give a problem, simple problem, give a problem which is interdisciplinary. Try to come out with a solution. Okay, which need not be available in the textbook, but they have to think. That's what basically they say critical thinking. You know what I mean? So we give a lot of theoretical work for them, but make them think differently and try to come with a solution. Therefore, so it's very important for students also to do some research, isn't it? Because, for example, students ask them whether you are interested in doing PG, whether interested in doing a job, what type of job at Vallemattar. Sir, I need to do some research, sir. I sincerely want to do a job, but I think I need to do some sort of activity. I need to think. I need to think and I need to interact with friends. I need to interact with the website. I have ChatGPT. I need to ask my ChatGPT how it's going to help me, isn't it? So, students know that there are sources available in the net, there are people who can help them, but they don't know that what they are doing is research. Therefore, you need to tell them, give them a problem in the form of assignment. Okay, give a problem in the form of assignment, ask them, that assignment problem should not have anything to do with the subject, something different from the subject. For example, I told you, e-waste, electronic waste. Ask them to do how much the mobile phone is going to contribute to the waste. Can you able to know for every usage of cell phone, how much carbon is going to emit to the atmosphere? Okay, 6 reasons why this is important. Again, the same thing I want to tell differently. Okay, it helps to acquire knowledge, problem solving. Okay, it gives because it's being done by the researcher. Therefore, it gives me a scope to improve my skills in problem solving. Okay, so research provides the latest information. Obviously, we do research only in latest information, not do since latest information archives అని మీరు వింటారు. ఏంటి ఆర్కైవ్ అంటారు? ఆర్కైవ్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మన ఇంట్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు my mom, grandmother, so she said that, look here, when grandma, she says that when I was 6 years old, 10 years old, see this my photo, very old. So that has a lot of information, The grandma, now it could be 90 years old. When she was 6 years old, she was 78 years ago, photograph has been taken. So there's a challenge, really challenge for you and I. So how to convert that into digital? How to, if there are anything which I can do, whether I can convert that into color, it gives immense happiness to your grandma, am I right? To convert that into color and show it to her. Obviously she will go back to that 8 years ago within seconds. Am I right? It's a simple task which we can do. What I mean to say is by this, what I mean to say is if you say how this is related to research, how it's related to easy. Look here, we are from villages. So every village will have history. 50 years old history or 100-year-old history. Isn't it? So why can't we, somebody told internship you send some of the students who live in that hamlet, who live in that village, you ask them, my dear friends, you do internship in your village. Sir, what kind of internship? Sir, go around the village. So what I will do, sir, by going around the village, you just talk to your, the people who can able to tell the history of your village. Also identify, there could be some important places, some important objects, some important, what you call tree or something, isn't it? So which could be there for the ages. Am I right? So you do that, create a database of a village, geotag that, create an app, place that village onto that. So for next time when you come to the college, you will just press that. So it's going to give the information about your village. Isn't it? So it's a simple project, a mini project which requires a lot of things. It's not just he has to know how to develop an app, and he has to know how to, what are the different objects he has to store. All the objects will not be text under the image and store share. Isn't it? There is a video and store share. There could be some video. He will be talking to people. So he will be recording that. So that recording has to be again saved. Therefore audio files, video files, text, image, isn't it? Several objects he has to deal with, he has to store it, and he has to geotag it, whatnot. Am I right? Therefore these are some of the activities which we can make the students to think. They will also be interested, and we will also be making that village to be available on the map. Isn't it? It will be available, but it will be available only on Google Map. Google Map will isn't it? But the Google Map will not able to tell the historical aspect or the history of that village. For example, in Tirupati you have a lot of villages. Perur అనేది చోట ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, చెరులోపల్లి అనేది కొన్ని చాలా మన ఏపీలో చాలా వరకు ఉంటాయి. అలా కొన్ని విలేజెస్ ఇట్ విల్ బి డూప్లికేటెడ్ ఆర్ ఇట్ విల్ బి that such names will be available in more than 6-7 districts. So how the same name has been there. Okay, likewise there is one village in near Tirupati. So there the people have migrated from Anantapur. Okay, therefore they named that village after that. Anantapur నుంచి వచ్చారు వాళ్ళు. రేణుగుంట దగ్గర ఒక విలేజ్లో వాళ్ళు బిఫోర్ ఇండిపెండెన్స్ వచ్చారు. ఎందుకు వచ్చారు? మైగ్రేట్ అయిపోయారు. అప్పటి నుంచే వాళ్ళు ఫెమైన్ ఉంది, ఇప్పుడు కాదు. చూడండి. సో ఫెమైన్, the drought, famine, and they came to Tirupati. And before independence, therefore, see how kind the people are. They made us to be here. It's fertile land. Therefore, they have there 50 families. కాబట్టి గుత్తివారిపల్లి అంటారు. సో గుత్తి అనేది ఇక్కడ లేదు. గుత్తి అనేది ఎక్కడ ఉంది? సో గుత్తివారిపల్లి అనేది ఇప్పుడు తిరుపతి జిల్లా, ఇప్పుడు చిత్తూరు జిల్లాలో గుత్తివారిపల్లి అనేది గుత్తివారి. సో గుత్తి నుంచి వచ్చారు. జనరల్ గుత్తిలో ఉన్న వాళ్ళు మైగ్రెంట్స్ ఎక్కువ మంది ఉంటారట. సో one group has come and occupied it, and as now they have 150 families. They have a primary school, they have primary health center, everything is there. So that's kind of thing you can able to know once you get into this. Okay. So these are the studies which research methodology. So why it's important? It provides a framework, isn't it? It provides a framework for carrying out the research. From the defining the problem, studying, correcting and analyzing data, interpreting results, communicating results, ensuring ethical standards, providing quality of research, enhance the credibility of it. These are the steps that are involved in research methodology. What it says, defining the problem, then designing the problem, then collecting and analyzing data. That means, suppose I want to do research. Research is not meant only for getting degree. For example, after getting degree, still I want to do research. That's what I'm telling. I'm doing research in sustainable waste management and technology. Does not earn degree, but that's to give satisfaction to me. Why I've taken up? Because I want to do something. I want to do something back to the environment. Therefore, I want to study first. What is sustainable? What is waste management? Sustainability. How could I reduce the carbon? I have, for example, instead of the conventional power. So believe it or not, so we are using the fans, we are using AC, we are using AC projector. So this amounts to carbon emission. Then sir, the power ki carbon emission. This power, if you are not using this fan, if you are not using this facility, okay, it means what? You are not using the power. So where from this power is coming? From generating station. Okay. So where the generating station is, it could be from Rayalaseema thermal power station. Thermal power station. So how the thermal power station works? Because of coal. They use coal. They burn coal. So if you reduce the power, then I'm not meaning it, but still we have a responsibility. We need to be responsible. We need to be responsible to ourselves. We need to be responsible to the. Because when we become a model, obviously students may follow us. When we become a model, obviously there is somebody who follows us. We don't know it. Because when you go to a classroom and you try to teach something, obviously they make your experience, you might also experience it. There are few people who will be always very attentive. Few people who will take your suggestion very seriously, your advice very seriously. You know what I mean? Therefore, always there is no need that so what and when I follow, is there anybody who is going to follow? Certainly, there are few people who will follow you. Therefore, obviously, I think it's our responsibility at the end of the day that we also become a role model. You know? So, what we need to do is, first thing is, we need to prepare concept paper. Okay. So we need to prepare concept paper. Concept paper is first very important. So what is concept paper? What is a concept paper? So concept paper is about 1 page wherein, okay, a researcher or a PG student or a BTech student, before he do a project, when I want to know, project instead of asking him, let us ask, you come with a concept paper. So in concept paper, it explains, it will give a brief explanation about what is that, in which area he wants to do. Okay, in which area you want to do, and also about the subject in field, in which field he is doing. Okay, what could be the probable outcome? What could be the probable outcome? Okay, therefore, it's something like a research proposal. Therefore, I will refer it to you. The concept paper can also refer to as a research proposal. This is what you need to ask to your researcher who is interested in doing research under your tutorship or under your guidance. When somebody approaches you, first what you need to do is you tell him that come with a concept paper. If he doesn't know what is a concept paper, you explain him what is a concept paper is. Okay. So the primary aim of a concept paper is what? To convince the reader that the proposed research project is worth doing. Understand that? So concept paper has to explain whatever the research he is going to do, that is worth doing or not. Whether he is copying somebody else or he is trying to do something on his own. So the three main scenarios is, say look here, a master student or a final student, a research project with a supervisor, isn't it? A student submitting a research proposal to pursue a PhD project. A principal investigator submitting proposal to a funding project. Therefore, for all these three, see a BTech student or MTech student doing project work, or if anybody want to do a PhD, or if you want to send your proposal to a funding agency, each one of us need to do first what we need to do. We need to prepare a concept paper. Isn't it? That's what. Okay, then what you next to do? You need to make sure that significance of study mean. Okay, so what does the significance of study mean to you? That means you need to give justification. Okay, how important your work is and what is the impact that the work is going to on a research field. Okay, and how others can benefit from it. Right? So look at last one. What it says, what is general contribution of research on your field? What specific contribution you have made to knowledge and how does this benefit to the most? Okay, that means significance and I think I made things clear. One is concept paper and chapter. After concept paper, you need to tell significance of the study. You know there is a difference between, I told concept paper, significance of study. Okay, for example, you know Moore's law. So Moore's law is somewhere 1965, 65 somewhere. So he predicted that every what do you call transistors integration chip. So if you want to decrease size of the chip or improve the speed of the chip, okay, or what do you call improve the compression speed. He said the density of the chip has to be increased. Density of the chip has to be increased. Okay, exponential. That's what he gave in the form of a law which we call as a Moore's law. So whether Moore's law is still is it valid? How long it can go? That it has an end or it has a limitation. You know, that's what I mean by study. Law. So the study and significance, study and you need to tell whether it has relevance to today or not. Okay. So from my point of view, this is my thing. So what I meant to say is why it's not now is because the computers are projected to reach their limits because transistors will be unable to operate within smaller circuit and increasing temperature. This is the fact that the cooling the transistor will require more energy than the energy that passes through the transistor itself. You know that? See, the fact that the cooling of the transistors will require more energy than the energy that passes through the transistor itself. Can you understand that? So that is a problem under them. So transistor cool చేయడానికి మీకు ఎనర్జీ ఎక్కువ కావాల్సి వస్తుంది ట్రాన్సిస్టర్స్ నుంచి లోపలికి పోయడానికి. That's the reason why. Therefore, AI offers alternatives. Therefore, there is no need. So why do you go for integration, decrease size of the computer, increase the speed of the chip? There is no need. So AI offers alternate solutions. You know what I mean? Therefore, there is no need to have a supercomputer at it. Why do you go for a supercomputer? Do you have what you call HPC, high performance condense enough? Okay, you use HPC and you can make AI. Use AI, then it can become more powerful at it. You employ the features of AI, then what I can do? I can make a HPC high performance cluster in the computer into a super performance computer. So that's what the future is in store. Okay. The statement of the significant study is used by students and researchers in academic writing to convey the importance of research platform. So then, okay, last 10 minutes I'll take. You need to be very clear because of this abstract and introduction. There is difference between abstract and introduction. So concept paper is, when you write concept paper, before the start of the research, we do concept paper. When you write abstract, after completing the research, we do abstract. Isn't it? Therefore, abstract and concept paper, so concept paper also 1 page, abstract is also 1 page. Therefore, page-wise, both occupy same space. Doesn't mean that abstract and concept paper one is same. Why? Because concept paper we do before we do the research. So after doing the research, we do first abstract, then introduction, isn't it? So first we do abstract and then introduction. All right. So abstracts basically what for we do abstract. So it describes the context, research aim, methods, results and key conclusions. Okay. So for research purpose literature, all right, abstracts basically deals with entire study, describes the context, research aim, methods, results and key conclusions on it. Whereas introduction what? Introduction gives more detail about the motivation of the study and states the aims and objectives. Okay, aims and objectives. And also the introduction section, the first main written work. Okay, and introduction is first chapter, very important. Introduction is the first chapter in thesis writing. Therefore, it should be very careful. Therefore, the introduction gives the motivation, introduction gives the aims and objectives. Alright? You have to cover the motivation aspect, aims and objectives. And introduction followed by, first chapter is introduction, it follows by literature review. Isn't it? Alright? So this is how we structure the, what do you call the introduction. The one which you should not use in introduction is, you should not describe the what? Results and conclusions. Okay? You should not explain the results and conclusions in the introduction part. While in results and conclusions, you can touch upon different aspects. Okay? Then another important thing is plagiarism, self-plagiarism. See, I am using the word self-plagiarism. This is very important. Okay. So in one case in JNU Canada, the student actually he registered for PhD and he went to Canada for a good opportunity. And he settled there after 7-8 years. He's a part-time scholar. He came and he gave his work to the, his guide. Okay. So his guide with over enthusiasm, what he called, he used his own tool to do the plagiarism check. Okay. Alright. Then the scholar again, he went to the R&D section. He gave his thesis, and they again went through the plagiarism check, and they found 100% plagiarism. Okay, why? Because the guide used the same tool which has been used by the R&D department, because he is a senior faculty. Therefore, that had in the memory all those keywords. Okay, then the self-plagiarism. Likewise, when you are referring your own paper in your thesis, obviously already your paper might have been published. Okay, therefore this will check against all publications. So you will have few pages of your research which will exactly coincide with the publication. That publication is owned by you, but still it says as plagiarism is there. Therefore, you should be very careful when you do this, what you call self-plagiarism. Okay, you need to avoid it. Okay. So this is what. So you should be very careful. Alright? And another important thing is synopsis. Okay, synopsis. So synopsis is different from abstract. Synopsis is different from introduction, isn't it? Synopsis is what? So when we ask a student to submit page in MTech or BTech, we say abstract. But we should also make him to submit synopsis there also. So synopsis, then the complete work. So synopsis in most of the universities, they have synopsis. The reason is the synopsis first will be sent to the evaluator. The evaluator, if he is interested, he will go through it, and if found it is still interesting to evaluate, then for him to take some time and to give his what do you call acceptance. Okay, whether he want to do the evaluation or not. So therefore, generally we follow the synopsis. But in most of foreign universities, they don't have the synopsis. Something like that. What they do, they will ask the researcher to submit the entire research through online. So they submit that research work online to the evaluator. The evaluator will go through on the online. Then he will suggest certain what you call clarifications. He will give some suggestions. So again, after incorporating those suggestions, we will be resubmitted further to the university to get his degree. That's what most of the private universities in India and abroad they are doing. But here we have the concept of synopsis. Okay. So where synopsis, what happens synopsis means, it will have a research project title and it will give an introduction. This introduction will contain what are the gaps, okay, and aims, how those gaps have been addressed or not. Okay. So these are some of the points which we generally consider for the synopsis. So finally, this is what I am interested in giving one of the takeaways from my lecture, which I would like to make you aware is a way of improving my research skills. Okay, because I am a teacher. If I want to continue to be in teaching profession, then obviously what I do, once previously, 20 years ago, there is nothing like a LCD projector or digital content, isn't it? All our faculty, they used to draw the figure and explain it. Waveforms, they need to draw the waveforms. For example, we studied power electronics. In power electronics, all waveforms, three-phase waveforms. Okay? So SCR, triggering, everything will be there. So our star is to draw three-phase waveforms. Okay, and used to say triggering, if the angle of the SCR changes, how it will trigger all the stuff, and on and off state. But now it's not the case. So everything is available in the web or digital content. Things become more easy, isn't it? Therefore, we should not, since we have various ways of learning and unlearning. Okay, when I tried to tell in the beginning of the class, I told you that what we have learned in BTech and what we are teaching to the BTech students is entirely different, isn't it? So a lot of changes have taken place. Therefore, how we are able to teach them what we haven't taught. What we haven't taught, we are teaching the students. That is what I am trying to do. I am learning new things and I am unlearning new things. Unlearning the much more than that. Okay, for example, vacuum tubes we used to read, but now vacuum tubes is not at all there. Okay, therefore there is no need to revisit them. Instead, I need to learn something more. So I need to learn and I need to learn. And also the concepts, they keep on changing. Okay. Therefore, start with big picture and work your way down. Always have a big picture. That's my intention is, now is the time for you to pursue your research, to pursue your goals, to pursue the funding agent, to request funding agents to provide research. Not in your area, but think how you can able to apply your knowledge in other disciplines, like in chemical engineering, like in mechanical engineering, like in electrical engineering. IoT is one area where it's highly interdisciplinary. I told you telemedicine is one where a lot of interdisciplinary is there.